So when I was kind of starting, I actually, if you haven't done pull-ups for a while, you'll be surprised how few of them you can do, men and women. And I barely was doing one, right? And you can't really train yourself if you're just doing one at a time, because So what I started doing is kind of, and you can have like any park nearby, or if you have a gym, there's obviously like pull-up bars all over the place. But even if you don't have pull-up bars, there's like parks where they have calisthenics areas. And I used to go to a park and there was like dip bars, and this would be the height of it. And if you have any other heights, I'll show you in a second. But basically what I was doing is this exercise called inverted row, where it basically mimics the pull-up motion, but you take a lot of the weight out, and I'll show you how. So basically you kind of just do it like this, and you see how I'm not pulling up my whole body, I'm pulling up like half of the weight, and it's much easier, and I can do many of these, right? And you can also do this way. And so the idea was, you kind of get that motion, and you do ideally like any other exercise, like 3 sets of 10. You do 1 set of 10, maybe 1 set of 15 if you're good, and wait like 30 seconds, another set of 15, and it really builds up for like kind of all the muscles that you would use in a pull-up. Now here's another variation of this. Instead of having this low, depending on what kind of pull-up bars you have at your local park. Let's say it's here, right? You can still do it. You can kind of still go down and pull yourself up a little, right? Because your legs are supporting you, so they're taking away some of the weight. And you can kind of hang and do these. Right? It's not the same as a pull-up because you're taking some of the weight off. And you kind of even can control how much you can pull up. And at some point you'll notice yourself actually being able to pull yourself up almost entirely without supporting yourself. And that's kind of at least that was my sort of journey to going from no pull-ups to I was able to repeat these motions, and then I was starting to do pull-ups, and then once you do pull-ups, actually you kind of do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not enough to like train. So actually these are indispensable to, you kind of always, when you get tired of the pull-ups, you still want to do the same motion of the pull-up, but just with a little bit less weight. So you can kind of use the same muscles, your whole arms, shoulders, the back, all that. So that's kind of how I did it, without really much equipment, just in the park with some pull-up bars. And if you look close enough, you might not even realize you have these in your local park because you might not be looking for them, but a lot of parks just have little calisthenics areas, pull-up bars, push-up bars, and you can go there. And the idea is really you have to be consistent, because this is one of those exercises where if you don't do it for a while, you'll see like next time you go try to do it, you'll do less. You'll be like, wow, what happened to me? So this is something you have to do consistently, like at least every week, right? Just don't completely stop, because then you'll kind of revert to being able to do fewer. But as long as you can keep working on it, give your body some rest, come back and work on it, you'll really build up how many pull-ups you can do, and with that you'll build up your arms, your shoulders, your back, and it's just all going to be better.